Hello and welcome to Community Forum. I'm Heather Hansen O'Neill, and when I do a show, we focus on inspiration, connection, and contribution. And today we are most definitely going to cover all three of these. It's very different than I typically do, so let me give you a heads up on what's going on. Our focus today is on the Bethel Chamber of Commerce and Business, and I've brought some amazing business owners from the Bethel community. And I want to give you a little background on why I decided to choose this. I have taken on the role of the executive director position for the Bethel Chamber of Commerce. And I'm super excited about it because it's a great community. I live here, my kids live here, I do business here. It's just amazing. And I'm very proud to have this new position, and I want to share the benefits that some of these amazing businesses have had and how they contribute back. So I'm going to do a little introducing here, and then I'm going to open it up to you guys. So I typically only have one person at a time, so this is going to be very dynamic and fun. I'll start with you, Keith. A little intro for you. Keith is a BS in sports medicine from East Carolina University and an associate's degree in physical education from Becker College. He's also certified by the National Strength and Conditioning Association to work specifically with athletes. You're a certified athletic trainer since 2001, and you have experience in high school, college, and professional levels. Keith is a former three-sport collegiate athlete, nice, yeah, who specializes in performance training for both the scholastic and elite athlete. There's a lot more here, but I'm going to let you talk about that in a moment after I introduce the lovely Erin Volpentesta. Erin moved to Bethel in 1999 from her hometown of Los Angeles, California. You graduated as a music major from the Los Angeles County High School for the Arts and received your Bachelor's of Music in Vocal Performance from California State University, Long Beach. Erin has enjoyed a singing career packed full of jazz, rock, musical theater, opera, and session singing with performances at the LA Theater Center, Opera Pacific, the German Pink Pop Jazz Festival, and Capitol Records. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get tongue twisted. I can tell you that I've seen you, and you're awesome. We'll add more to that in just a moment. And this is the one where I need my glasses. This is the amazing Clay Caron. He was the 2014-2015 Bethel Chamber of Commerce Member of the Year. Right. He and his father are partners in Health Insurance Resources, a Bethel-based business in its 27th year. Clay was born and raised in Bethel, graduated from Bethel High School, and received his degree in business from Sacred Heart University. You're also a member of the Chamber's Executive Board and places a high priority on service to the Bethel community.
For sure.
Right. Yay, and so that's why I'm going to begin with you.
Okay, great.
How about you, we're going to come back to you and your business and how the business got involved into the Chamber, but what would you say is like the biggest thing that you would tell people about the Chamber? Some people don't really know all it does.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the most impactful thing about joining the Chamber for me has been the relationships that I've been able to build.
Yeah.
That's opened a lot of doors for both me and our business. For instance, that's why I'm here today talking to you. We met through the Chamber, and that's really what it's about, getting like-minded professionals together. Everybody, you know, in business in Bethel has the same goal no matter what industry they're in. And the Chamber serves as a great resource in getting those professionals together and thinking on the same page.
Great, yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. And Erin, how long have you been a member?
About a year plus.
Okay, so you're fairly new to the Chamber, so
Yes.
That's nice to get all the different perspectives. So far, what's your favorite part?
Well, the Chamber is really important to me because when I go, there's a couple different things I like to hit. Chamber offers a lot of meetings and social avenues. But the biggest thing for me is it makes you not feel alone as you're starting out as an entrepreneur or in town. You realize that everybody's feeling the same feelings and trying to figure out different aspects of their business. They're probably really good at one side, but they don't know how to do the back office, or they don't know where to advertise, and it's just nice to talk to people about it because it's really easy to feel isolated when you're first starting a business.
That's an excellent point, because it's not just the external, you have to present your business and get business and all that, but it's really the how do you create alliances that give you more strength as a business owner and learning along the way. A lot of, do you do some of the educational sessions? Because
Yes.
I know they've got some great educational sessions, and
Yes.
we'll be doing more of those as well, of course. So Keith, what about you? What do you like? And tell us a little bit more how you got involved in it.
Okay, well, I knew that if we were going to be, if we were going to look for the word of mouth to be our major form of marketing, that we needed to be where people are networking. And so when we were in Bethel for a while when we got started with our business, and then with structural issues to a building, we ended up leaving and moving up into New Milford. And when we did that, we left the chamber at the same time, and I felt like part of us never really came with us. And it actually hurt us as a business because we didn't really get involved there. We weren't looking for long term, but we ended up being there for 2 years. And then once the big dome, the Danbury Sports Dome was built, we came back. And ever since we've been back, they welcomed us with open arms, and we really got that connection. I think that the chamber, when you're a member, you really have they give you the pulse of the town and what's up and coming. I love that annual meeting where you get to hear from all the projects that are going on, stores that are coming in, or how the roads and traffic's going to be affected, all the things that you wouldn't normally be a part of, all of those weekly meetings that you're not going to be going to, they all get wrapped up and into one. So I really enjoy that part of being a member. It's just all the information that they provide you.
That's great. I mean, because there's a lot of going to bat for the businesses with the government as well, and that's really important.
Yes.
You're going to have to tell me how to do that. Being on the executive. All right, now we're going to go back for a moment and just learn a little bit more about you guys as people. This is about the inspiration, the connection, and the contribution. We're covering the connection part with the Bethel Chamber of Commerce, which is a huge part of it. But I want you each to share with me something that either inspires you as a person, or what inspired you to start your business, or you're a little bit about your why. And whoever, you can just go, boo, pick me first. I won't choose you. Anybody chomping at the
Yeah.
Yay!
Mine's easy because for me it relates right back to my community.
Yeah.
The space kind of found me. It inspired me. As you know, I grew up in the arts, and it was an instant. I don't know. For me, what inspires me is my community. Are the people, my children, my church, my town, my trainers, wherever I'm at, and I wanted to give back to them. That fills me. And the best way I know how to give back is through the arts, and maybe not just teaching the arts, but coordinating the arts. What a beautiful avenue, and it's just so starting to come alive in Bethel. It's the humanities. It's what we need in this time of chaos going on. It's a safety place. It's something for our kids to do that aren't athletes, So that's my inspiration, and it makes me feel full when I'm part of that process so it was just made total sense to have a hub where that creation could happen.
I personally was thrilled when you opened your doors because I have an art dance background as well. So, and you really do an amazing job bringing that there. You see, I didn't even pay her. She added in the contribution part all on her own. I love this. That's awesome.
Connection. My kids say.
They're adorable. Keith, what about you?
Well, my why stems from just having a long career in sports and then having it cut short. And I see that happening over and over and again. And we tend to start as children when we grow up with athletics, is your dream is to always play professional. You always want to be great. And what I kept seeing was that I saw a lot of good athletes, and they were given really bad information. And so what I noticed when I got out of school was that there was a big gap in the way athletes were being taken care of. And I saw that as an athletic trainer, we were really doing our job well on the field, taking care of the athlete, keeping them safe, and making sure that they can get out to practice on time and really perform. But then when there was an injury, we were the athletic trainer themselves was doing a great job of getting that athlete seen by the proper medical professional, and really being the hub of the wheel when it's time for them to go outside and get care. Well, we were getting them to the proper medical professional. Well, then that medical professional would pass them down in the insurance chain, and then once insurance stopped paying for a service, the athlete stopped getting served. And we were getting them back at about 65, 70% as an athletic trainer, and then asked to put them back on the field. And because everything was signed off, they thought they were ready. And what we were finding was that it was not, they weren't maximizing their genetic potential at all. And so we started caring for these athletes and taking them from 70% to over 100 because they ended up being better than they were when they came to us. And we started getting asked, do we have to be injured to train with you? And I said, well, I guess not. You know, let's see what we can do with a healthy
start
athlete.
here and take you up to the
there you
next
go.
level. Yeah.
And so we found that if we provided them with an environment and all the tools necessary, we really could give them a fighting chance to maximize their genetic potential, but it had to be a family experience. And we started with building a house of champions. It really had to, it had to overflow into the family so that there was a chain of accountability so that every athlete that wanted more could get more. And we were creating a safe place for that to happen, a very low risk and high reward environment.
That's amazing. You know what's really interesting about these two stories is that people are motivated typically in two areas. Either you're motivated from, pleasure, like you love the arts and you want to give and all this pleasure, or sometimes it's pain of challenge, of things not working out the way, and you have to fill that gap. And either way you go, as long as you're seeing the need and it's driving you and you're motivated to serve, good things are going to come from it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you guys. What about you?
Well, as you just said, what motivates people, what also motivates people is being able to save money. And my father and I are in business. We're independent brokers, so we're able to represent multiple different carriers, and it allows us to help our clients save money on a year-to-year basis. And why we decided to settle in Bethel, it's funny because when I was growing up, me and my sister would always say, oh, Bethel's so boring, there's never anything to do in Bethel. And that was kind of the gist when you went to school, everyone would always say that. And in the past 10 years, it's really taken off. You go down Greenwood Avenue, you see all these local businesses, most of them members of the chamber, and they're all working together, and that's everybody's main goal, is just promoting Bethel. And it really is on the rise, and that's why it's a great place, why we decided to remain in Bethel, and it's a great place for any business to get off the ground.
Yeah, it's great. What's funny is that I grew up in one of those, it wasn't even a town, it was sleepier than, but just one of those, oh my gosh, it's so boring. But Bethel is so not. There are a lot of really cool, eccentric people here in Bethel, right?
Definitely.
We're not boring at all. I love that. And every time you take the time to be present with someone, that's when you find out how cool they really are.
Right.
If you just kind of gloss over and you have the superficial conversations, it's not when you go to one of these events that's a networking event where you're just like, oh, here, take my card.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
No.
There's warmth, there's presence here, and I love that.
It's not competitive. It's true, I think about that all the time. I feel like I'm in a club almost, owning a place on Greenwood Ave, because you're waving at the other store owners and you just feel like you're rooting for them. Come on, team, we can do it. How can we help each other,
Yeah, and when a new business comes in, it's not like, it's
like,
this is great.
come on,
Yeah.
add to it.
Bringing pies, actually, I'm gonna digress for a moment, because when I first moved to Bethel,